My fingers were coated in white residue, slightly gooey and a little dusty. My back ached. My brow was furrowed, and I kept letting out these little exasperated sighs. Why was my creation looking like something that belonged in an elementary school art teacher's garbage can? Why couldn't I get the clay to do what I wanted it to do? I was trying to make the simplest thing, a little humanish figurine to mimic some of the local folk art of the area. I ordered this air drying sculpting clay from Amazon because I knew I wanted to prepare a sermon about this little passage here in a second. I'll share with you from Isaiah. And I wanted to be sincere with my message. Here's the passage. We are the clay, you are the potter. We are all the work of your hand. That's from Isaiah 64. Clay. That sounds fun. Friends, no. It was not that fun. It was frustrating and slow. And did I mention frustrating? The whole little clay sculpture I was working on, it just kept collapsing. The arms looked like noodles. The feet were gigantic relative to the rest of the body. The weight of the top made the bottom droop and sag. The face ended up only with eyes because I just couldn't get the rest of the features to work. And when it dried and I painted it the next day, it was truly not any better, just messier and more colorful. Lesson learned. Sculpting with clay requires practice and patience and skills that I have yet to acquire. My plan was to sculpt something beautiful and share it with you as a demonstration of the perfect wonder of creation and a metaphor for God's majestic, hope-filled hands. Instead, I ended up with a goofy-looking humanoid lump that any outside observer would assume must have been a gift given to me by a deranged toddler. But wait, maybe there's a metaphor here after all. We are the clay. You are the potter. We are all the work of your hand, said Isaiah. Working with clay is slow and messy and beautiful and frustrating. So is humanity. Clay can be really hard to work with. It's delicate. It's easy to break. It gets these little cracks in it over time, just like us. It sags under the weight of too much pressure, just like us. It wobbles when even something small is out of balance, just like us. Even with the best intentions, it sometimes ends up looking crooked, awkward, and messy, just like us. And still, I didn't throw my little sculpture away. I kept it. I stored it safely as a model of my first attempt. Even if it wasn't perfect or even good at all, it exists. It's a start. It's an iteration. If I try again, it might get a little better. It'll be frustrating and slow, but there's hope. Slow hope, because it exists, and there is more clay left in the package, and I can keep working on it. Hope is such a slow and frustrating thing. We want hope to be a brilliant, flickering candle, bright with possibility and miracles, but it shows up more often as a dull and flaccid lump of clay. Hope is not fast. Hope is not flashy. Hope is clay under the fingernails. Hope is gooey and dusty. Hope is choosing to keep your hands on the clay. Hope is believing that God is still sculpting. We are the clay. You are the potter. We are all the work of your hand. We are the infinite work of God's patient hands. I can imagine God's brow furrowed. I can imagine God's subtle but forgiving frustration at our slow progress of living out the shape of love. I can imagine God's clay-coated hands continuing to reform us into something truer, kinder, and gentler year after year. Each December, we hear the story of God's pure love becoming flesh. The Christmas story is slow. It requires waiting. It is messy and simple and unpretentious. It is a story of hope that enters the world unfinished, soft, humble, gooey, and dusty. The slow work of hope continues anew this season. God's hands are still working. God has not thrown us away. Maybe you feel like that lump of clay, sagging, cracked, half-formed. The good news is God's loving hands are holding you and shaping you with love. Maybe you feel like humanity itself is crumbling, misshapen, and cracked with cruelty. The good news is God is inviting us to sculpt each other in every sacred encounter. Keep your hands on the clay. God's hands are there too. Keep massaging the slow, messy hope of your life and the lives of the people around you. Hope is slow and God is not finished. Here's a short blessing for your week. We are the clay, God, and you are the patient, gentle, loving potter. We have hope in your hands, and we know you have hope in ours. Shape our lives with love, and we will do our best to shape our world the same way. We are the clay, God, and you are the potter. Amen. Hey, Between is about you. Take this message into your life this week and fill the space between you and the people in your life with God's love. My favorite church is the space between people. Now go with God's love and create the church between.